So the police department is under the direction of my leadership, my superintendent, Superintendent Snelling. We have our own autonomy in terms of how we protect this city. So the police department is under the direction of my leadership, my superintendent, Superintendent Snelling. We have our own autonomy in terms of how we protect this city.
That's for those of you citizens that didn't hear it the first time. We want to make sure you know who to thank if crime comes knocking at your front door, even your back door, while sitting in your car, on the public transportation, or walking down the street in Chicago. It is proven now that the police are directed to eliminate providing police reports on many broken law issues and tell us an excuse for not writing the report. For example, I can provide you an incident number.
Yeah, so mine is going to be 252081.
If pressured, they might write a report under a totally insignificant classification. This is the service we can expect from Brandon Johnson's police force ran by his selected superintendent. Many agree they don't like what's going on the force and that the orders are coming from higher up. May God have mercy on those who allow such crime to continue when in their power could have done something about it.
Anthony Napolitano is a Chicago alderman and a former Chicago police officer. He joins me now. Thanks for getting up with us to talk about this. You know, if you were still in the force, would this be welcome news for you, or do you think this is overreach?
Oh, no, this would be absolutely welcomed. Our officers need as much help on the street as they could possibly get. I mean, if you look in the last 6 years, statistical facts always reign supreme. We got 19,600 people shot in the city of Chicago. Just this weekend alone, 19 people shot, 4 dead, a 5-year-old. So give us all the help we can get. I encourage, welcome, and I hope President Donald Trump sends some help to Chicago. We needed all the help we can get.
Yeah, I think the NYPD and several of their officers are welcoming that news, too, that he said it was going to come next. You know, Pritzker said Trump is trying to manufacture a crisis, but when you read off those stats just now, it doesn't seem like this is manufactured at all. It seems like this is Chicago and their leadership not leading and doing anything about the problem.
Yeah, without a doubt. And you know what? This has an economic reverb on as well. I mean, not only are people scared to go on the streets, our businesses are afraid to open in Chicago as well. So there's a trickle-down effect. It's not just the crime and the fearful people to go out and walk around the city of Chicago. We can't even get businesses to come here anymore. Our Mag Mile has never seen so many vacancies. You know, Chicago was the hub of, central United States. People came here on their way from coast to coast, and now we're begging people to come back to Chicago.
You know, you responded to, I mean, there's no telling how many calls. You saw things firsthand. You spoke to the people of Chicago firsthand. When you hear this rhetoric that's coming from the Chicago mayor, it's coming from the governor, do you think this is really what the people of Chicago want? I mean, I know they vote these people in, but they can't want this. Surely they want crime to be at a minimum.
Yeah, this is political agenda. This is when Chicago and our current administration always puts politics over people. They're following an agenda. Unfortunately, in Chicago, like in other cities, we have a socialist agenda that reigns supreme at the top of our administration and a couple of city council members as well. It's not what Chicagoans want. They want someone to step in. A lot of them, you know, when you go word to word on the street, they want the president to step in. They've seen what happened in Washington. We need that help here. And when I was on the street, we encouraged, if we had state troopers to help us, if we had the county to step in to help us, you always encourage more people to step up and help you, especially when you have this big of a problem.
Yeah, especially, I mean, you saturate the area with as many people as you can, and hopefully it deters more crime. You know, my question to you here, we talk about these liberal leaders of these cities coming down on Trump. Do you think there would be this much of a problem if it were reversed and it was somebody like Joe Biden or Barack Obama sending them in?
No, you know what? They would all of a sudden cherish it. They would celebrate it, and it would be something that's, you know, like I said, it's always about party. It's never about people, and especially how that affects Chicago. This is just, we have a poor administration right now. We need some change immediately, and people have to be put first. We're losing. I've been saying this for the last 6 years. 2 administrations that have just destroyed Chicago. We need help. We need someone else to step in here and help us. We need someone to step up. We need to start pushing the wrong people out, and we have to get rid of this socialism in Chicago.
Let's look at some of Brandon's strategies for keeping residents safe. Yes, residents. Our sense of safety has been shattered in Chicago. The failures of the past have been repeated over and over. Meanwhile, carjackings, property theft, and shootings are harming every neighborhood. It's time for a new approach. A new approach starts with reversing decades of underinvestment in our youth, mental health services, and victim support. As a teacher, Brandon Johnson knows we can get young people on the right track and steer them away from gun violence and carjackings by treating their trauma and giving them hope. We can enact major policy shifts on day one of the Johnson administration for a more efficient approach to stopping violent crime. Yeah, right.
I'm curious, would you also like to get federal funding to help put 5,000 more cops on the street in Chicago? Would that help drive down crime?
Well, look, policing by itself is not the full strategy.
No, I understand.
Well, look, here's the best way I can put it, Joe, is that in the 90s when I was in high school, we had 3,000 more police officers and we had 900 people being murdered every single year in Chicago. It's just not policing alone. Of course, we want more detectives.
I know it's not policing alone.
Joe, I believe the city of Chicago and cities across America would be safer if we actually had, affordable housing. Look,
okay,
I'm not saying that we don't.
That's not the question I asked.
I repeat. In visiting several stations and making inquiries, the police seem to have the same response. There is nothing we can do about the matters occurring, but we can arrive after it happened.
Some linked to a large party that had been advertised. Community members asking why police did not respond sooner.
The location's changed. And if someone changes that location at last minute and we're at one place looking for it to occur there, then we have to get those resources and move them.
If you want to be notified of more findings, subscribe and make sure to like and share this post, which helps to get the message spread around. Also, add your comments. We want to hear from you.